Newsreel, real news, real quick. President Joe Biden apologized to African leaders for the, quote, unimaginable cruelty of slavery, unquote, which he called, quote, my nation's original sin, unquote, and offered to give them $55 billion in reparations. President Biden is holding a summit with African countries in Washington from Tuesday to Thursday and will try to convince Africans that the U.S. offers a better option to the continent than other major powers, especially China. But African leaders have been turned off by Washington's Cold War mentality of focusing on anti-Chinese and anti-Russian sentiment rather than on African development. Puerto Rico could become the next U.S. state, as the full U.S. House will vote on Thursday on legislation to lay out the terms for the island of 3.3 million people with high rates of poverty to achieve statehood. The bill, which Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez of New York authored, passed a House committee on Wednesday and will go to a floor vote likely on Thursday as Democrats seek to rush through legislation before they lose their majority of the House at the end of the year. The U.S. House of Representatives on Wednesday passed by a 224 to 201 vote a short-term funding bill to avert a government shutdown, moving the Friday funding deadline to December 23rd. Avoid eating Texas oysters labeled TX1 from southeastern Galveston Bay, the Texas Department of State Health Services has warned after dozens of people reported flu-like illness after eating them. Ukraine mounted a missile attack mostly against civilian areas in the city of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine, hitting prominent cathedrals and residential areas as well as a children's playground. The New York City Police Department lost decades of evidence stored inside a Brooklyn warehouse, which burned down on Tuesday. NYPD officials said it will take some time to figure out exactly what was lost and what impact it will have on cold cases and cases that are currently on appeal. Tornadoes swept across the southern United States and killed at least 3 people in Louisiana, causing more than 40,000 power outages statewide as of Wednesday night. And finally, France will face Argentina in the Sunday World Cup final. If they win, they would be the first team to have back-to-back titles since Brazil won such titles in 1958 and 1962 when Pelé was playing with them. And that's the way the world is. See you next time.